Boom, back again. Stop talking ball where the real ballers talk. Okay, so today I'm excited for this one. It's a big episode, yeah. It's gonna go deep. But we've got a few guests on the show. Bigger guests every time, so we've got some proper stars in the building. Do you wanna just introduce yourself? What's your name? What do you do?
Yes, thank you for having me on. And my name is Rafaz. I call myself the honest football coach on social media. My mission is just to be the coach I've never had when I was younger, when I was playing football. And yeah, just trying to shed some true insights on the game, one video at a time. Yeah.
I feel you. And who we got here today?
Cool, you know the vibes. So, my name is Will Wise, and yeah, I am originally from Philadelphia. Now I'm currently living in London. I played pro basketball for about 8 years, and now I'm coaching kids in West London.
Feel you, bro. Feel you. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'll start off with you, coach. So I first came across your videos on social, like you've been blowing up on TikTok, Instagram. Um, and then yeah, I just saw one of your videos. I reposted it on my story. My boy Felix was like, "Oh, I know him. Let me send you his number." So I just reached out to you. I said, "I'd love for you to come on. Like, I love your content, dropping real knowledge and that." So yeah, how long you've been doing the social stuff for? Like, how did it all start?
So last year in the summer, my friend started a newly formed Sunday team and he asked me if I wanted to play. And because I was playing football on Saturdays, I said, instead of playing, I might as well coach on a Sunday. And I've always had an interest in coaching and tactical stuff. And then I did my FA level 1 and then I got straight into coaching. So a randomly, newly formed team in our area, trials every week, created a squad, and then we were competing in the Harrow League and we were doing quite well. And then just one video at a time, I was just posting my team talks back in August, September,
Yeah.
and there was not a lot of views, there was not a lot of traction, nothing was really going viral. And then like slowly, when you're so busy with something, you get more ideas the more you do it.
Yeah.
So I just posted one video, then I thought, okay, let me actually discuss my tactics that I've discussed in this changing room team talk at home. Then slowly, it's been since September, and now it's doing all right, I think.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going well.
Yeah.
So I saw so how did your coaching journey first begin then? So you said you'd done your level 1. When did you start that?
That was last year, May.
Yeah.
So I completed level 1, which is quite straightforward online.
Yeah.
And then from there, July, I took over a team, and that was it. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been coaching since then until January, and that's when Felix messaged
Yeah,
me as
yeah.
well.
Did you play yourself football or any level, or you just went straight into coaching?
No, I've been playing since I was like 4 or 5 years old. I've been at different academies. I've been at certain men's semi-pro teams as well, just like yourself. And yeah, but it just got to a point where I wasn't enjoying my football at the men's level. I'm sure you can relate to it as well, which is why.
Trust me, yeah, it gets like that.
Yeah, where it's like it's not your ability that does the talking; it's other
Politics,
things behind the scenes. And when it got to that stage, I was like, I'm not fully in control. If I'm playing, or if I am playing, I'm not getting the information to get me better because the manager is obsessed with other stuff behind the scenes. And it got to a point where I said, let's forget playing for now. Let's focus on a new journey and see where that takes me. And that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. So just on your social side, so
Yeah.
so I saw one of your videos on Instagram. It got like a few 100,000 views and
Yeah.
stuff. So how many followers and stuff have you got on socials? Because it's growing quite rapidly. Like before I guess you've only been doing it for a year, and it's grown quite rapidly. Would you say?
Yeah, so the social media stuff since August or September, and then I fully got into it in November.
Yeah.
When I started seeing some traction from the
Yeah.
outside. So on Instagram, I'm on 150,000.
Yeah.
TikTok is 120,000, I think. And
That's
yeah,
big.
yeah,
That's
you put
big.
that together, it's nearly
Yeah.
250,000. It is a
Yeah.
250,000.
Yeah, that's big. And I see like some big football pages reposting your stuff and sharing your
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So was that like a conscious decision, or was you sort of just wanting to go viral? Was it just no, you just wanted to help give out information, or what was the mindset like? Did you have a plan of like how you're gonna when you're gonna post videos, or what? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, very good question. I mean, if personally, it's just I wanted to share some insights, whether that was about behind the scenes stuff in football, position related, team related, formation related. So it was never about going viral because I
Yeah.
can't control that.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just posting a video because I feel like I have a message, and I still do have a message that I feel the world will be better if they hear it, especially in the footballing world. So I thought, let me just post this video because, you know, I have a certain insight on the game, then another one. And then the more you do it, the more ideas you get. You know, whether you're involved in business or football, anything, when you obsessed with something, you just get more ideas. And now
Yeah.
it's just never ending, really. There's always more to do now on my
yeah,
page.
yeah. Consistency, because I see you posting a lot as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, now big up yourself, because it's
thank
not
you.
a small thing, like getting that many followers in such a short amount of time.
Thank you.
Like,
And I think it's because of my passion for the game. So ever since I was 4 or 5 years old, kicking a ball around,
yeah,
I think it's like I don't even need energy. It's like, I mean, you experience it as well. If you want to play football, if you need to do the gym work, pretty sure you don't need that extra motivation because it's football. We all love
yeah,
football. So it's like, okay, I have a message. I'm just going to keep going and see where that takes me.
yeah. Just doing it because you enjoy it, and whatever comes with it, it's just a bonus type thing.
Exactly.
Feel
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, so what team do you support then? You saying you love football since the age of 5? Who you backing?
Man United.
Ah. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, that's big. So Will, let me chat to you. So well, you said you played basketball and you played pro basketball.
Yeah.
What's your story? How did you get into basketball then?
Oh man, that's a long one. Try to keep it short. So, grew up in Philly, and anybody who know Philly, it's a really rigid sports town. So like, yo, you got to be doing something. So I played basketball.
Will Smith.
You know the vibes. West Philadelphia. You know. So I started playing ball when I was 13, and when I was 13, I was like 6'3". So I was already
Wow.
like massive.
Yeah. How
So
tall are you now?
I'm 6'8" and change.
6'8".
That's tall.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So yeah, start playing basketball. Then I went on to play in high school, in college, then transferred to another college, and then went overseas. Well, technically we overseas now. So yeah, my first year I was in Spain. Second year I was in Romania. Third year I was in Australia.
How old was you when you moved to Spain?
Spain was after uni, so probably 22.
Okay.
23 maybe?
Yeah.
22. Yeah, so it was so interesting because coming from America, going to a foreign country, and to
Culture
be like
change.
fully submerged into that
Yeah.
culture was
Yeah.
like so unique and different, right?
Okay.
I actually needed a translator to translate what the coach was saying and what the other players were saying.
Yeah.
So it was definitely weird at first, but as like I got used to like being in different countries, it's actually a beautiful experience. Like being like transplanted into a whole different culture, a whole
Yeah.
different way of life, a whole
Yeah.
different like community.
So yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And being on the beach in Spain isn't bad as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for that,
Being a 6'8"
yeah.
and black
Listen,
guy
man.
in Spain, not from America, better. Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you my rookie year. Listen, man, it was a time.
I can imagine.
It was a time. So
And then after Spain,
then Spain, it was a dramatic shift, right? So I don't know. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
yeah, I've seen the first series. Yeah.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah. So it was like, so when I was in Spain, I was like living in Dorne, which is like south, like
Yeah,
exotic, warm. And then year two, I was in Romania, which is like
Cold.
the wall. It was like looking at the wall. It was like literally the middle of the tippy top of Romania.
Yeah.
And it was like dark, cold, like crows. It was like near Transylvania.
Yeah.
But yeah, different experience, but also beautiful in a sense. I would never thought I would end up in the middle of nowhere in Romania playing a game of basketball.
Yeah.
So it was really unique in its own way, and I appreciate the experience for sure.
Yeah, it's good to travel and experience different things as well. Yeah.
And then after that, I went to Australia, which was like a culture shock in a good way. So like I was in Spain, Romania, where these cultures were like not English speaking, and like different in their own way, and then to go to Australia and people actually speak English.
Yeah.
There's like
I guess it's a bit
McDonald's,
similar
Burger
to
King,
America.
like you know what I mean. I'm like, yo, this yes, you know what I mean. So that was a really good experience. I actually played in Australia twice, so had to double back.
Yeah.
So yeah, Spain, Romania, Australia, Estonia, Latvia, Australia again, a little bit of Germany, and then a little bit here in the UK.
So how come you decided to? Because obviously America's known for its basketball.
Hmm.
How come you decided to come to Europe? Was there more opportunities there, or what?
Yeah.
Or
So when my first year out of uni, I did like the G League stuff. Well, it was called the D League now back then, but now it's called the G League. So I did a couple tryouts or whatever,
yeah,
and like the package that they were offering didn't really make as much sense as like the opportunity to live in another country, to get paid more, and to live in another country and to travel.
mm,
So it just made more sense to, you growing up in Philly, you hear about overseas players like, oh,
yeah,
he went overseas. So it was always like a mystique of what going overseas was. So I always in the back of my head, and I always wanted to travel. Like I always wanted to like just see other ways of life.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I definitely think the opportunity to play internationally weighed more heavy than staying home because I've been
yeah,
home all my life. You know, it
yeah,
would probably be the equivalent to you like being in the UK where
yeah,
football is the main sport,
mm,
and like playing football. If you're playing like semi-pro and like they're not really offering you the money that you want, and then
yeah,
you get this opportunity to go to like America or somewhere
yeah.
like or
That
Canada,
I can
and you're like,
relate to that. So basically, when I was 18, um, obviously I was like growing up, I was in and out of academies and stuff. Was at West Ham, Bristol City, and then when I was sort of at college, I was playing semi-pro. But I was like, what do I do now? I don't want to go university. I don't want to start working full time. Like in my mind, everyone was telling me like I'm still good enough to make it. And then luckily I got an opportunity to play in America. I got a football scholarship. So basically it was a full scholarship. So they paid for my food, my accommodation, 3 meals a day, travel, everything was paid for. The only thing really I had to pay for was flights there and back. Um, so yeah, so when I went to America, obviously they're like, oh, it's probably the exact same experience for you, but the opposite is like now football or soccer is not the big sport. It's all American football, basketball, or baseball, and it's just like, yeah, it was weird. It was a weird culture shock because it's like now all the cool kids are like all the basketball players are like they're like soccer like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, over here like in secondary school I was the boy because I played football, but like yeah, it's different like when you take yourself, especially at a young age, to a different country, like it really opens your mind and things like that.
and being a black soccer player as well,
Yeah, so they
even the more of
oh
a
they were so confused. They were just like they was like, you're from the UK, like what, you're English. They were
Wait,
just
is that your American accent? Hold on.
There was like, hold up, there's black people in the UK. But yeah, nah, it was mad. It was a mad culture shock. But yeah, so when so you still playing basketball right now, or have you
No, no.
yeah,
So I haven't played basketball in a while. Well, actually, last year I went back to America to play in the TBT. I don't know if you know what the
okay,
TBT is. It's just like it's called the basketball tournament, and it's just
okay,
basically like a global basketball tournament with a grand prize of $1 million.
okay,
I went
well,
and played with Sideline Cancer back in
yeah,
there. But yeah, I
yeah,
stopped playing basketball 2022, and then
okay,
I got sick. Oh yeah, I guess we should go into that. Yeah.
yeah, go
So
for it.
yeah, I got diagnosed with cancer last year,
Okay,
and then since my diagnosis, I just been on a mission to change the stigma associated with cancer. So
okay,
most people hear the word cancer and immediately give you like the cancer eyes, I
yeah,
call it. They go,
yeah,
oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
And just
yeah,
like it just comes with an eerie and a Jerry stigma.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm just on a mission to change the stigma because
yeah,
for people who are stage 4 like myself, it's no
mm,
longer about fighting or surviving or battling cancer, but it's about living with cancer. So I started this whole online movement called CancerBae, rocking my
Cancel
merch
Bay,
right now. So yeah,
yeah,
hashtag CancerBae has been featured in the Evening Standard, UK Daily Post, News Weekly, ESPN. I'm trying to think, Daily News.
mm,
So like this last Cancer Research UK. So like this past 6 months, CancerBae has really taken off. I mean, I don't got 150K like you.
No, but that
Uh,
doesn't matter.
I'm gonna need some reposts, my man.
Yeah, no. It's the mission that matters more. It's just
Yeah,
the numbers are out of your control, but yeah, that's big
yeah.
respect for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really exciting just receiving all the support and the outpour of
mm,
love and just knowing that I'm making a difference.
yeah,
Because statistically, 1 in 2 people will be diagnosed with cancer in our lifetime.
that's
Like
big.
that's a crazy number. So
That's mad.
like,
Yeah,
at least it's 4 of us in here right now. 2 of us is gonna have cancer by the
Is
end of
that a
our
fact?
lifetime. That's facts.
Really?
1 in 2 people in your lifetime will be diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, that's deep.
Crazy. But yeah, I'm just trying to, change the narrative and shift the energy.
Yeah.
Just because I got cancer, I don't stop being Will.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Nah,
I don't hate.
I love that because when people think of cancer, they automatically assume like a sick person, whatever. But you're out here, you're living your life, you're still such a positive person. Like you're doing so good. Like, like turning something that's real negative into something that's real positive, like is massive. Like the impact that you can have, even if it's just on 1 or 2 people, like the impact you're having on people is massive. So just keep doing what you're doing, stay positive. Like there's a lot of people who are gonna watch this and it's gonna change their mindset and it's gonna help a lot of people. So yeah, big respect for that.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Love.
Love that. Yeah, man.
Um,
Don't forget CancerBae
oh
t-shirts.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
just launched my merch store. So if you go to CancerBae.com, it'll take you to my merch store. I just launched Volume 1. So Volume 1 is clean and messy. And the reason it's clean and messy because the front of the shirt is clean. And it's clean because when you look at someone, you can't tell what they're dealing with or if they're dealing with cancer or on a wider scale, you can't tell what anyone's dealing with when you just look at them. So like that's what the clean is. And then on the back, I guess I'll stand up and turn around at the end. On the back is messy because life is messy and the cancer journey in itself is messy. So I just launched Volume 1, clean and messy. We got shirts and jumpers. So
Yeah. We'll dive into that a bit deeper towards the end, but just on so like on what you're doing now. So obviously you're still doing your coaching, right? So you're not playing basketball anymore, but you're still doing your coaching. You're still actively can you talk a bit about that? What
yeah.
you do with children? Because when we first met, actually, it was when did we what
XUK, baby.
XUK camps? Yeah, big up XUK camps.
big time.
Yeah. Yeah. So like obviously I was still at university at this point. I was trying to find stuff to do over the summer, just for a bit of extra money. So I applied for XUK camps, which is basically like a sports camp for children, or like arts and craft type thing over the summer. And then obviously when I first got there was a lot of characters, and then I met you. I was just like, wow, this guy's so funny. Like he plays basketball and that. And then yeah, so
Yeah, I think I was still playing that.
yeah, you're still
Yeah.
playing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I was like the age group manager, so I oversaw like the whole age group, and then from there, it propelled me into what I'm doing now. So right now, I am a community coordinator for the Richmond Knights. So it's basically a basketball club, and my job is to help develop the game of basketball within the Richmond borough and in the greater UK. So in doing that, I do host community sessions where it's like open to anyone who wants to come, well, kids, anyone who wants to come and learn the game of basketball and get better, as well as coaching like national league teams. So I coach a under 12s national league team. I coach a under 16s local league team, and I coach a Division II men's team as well.
Okay.
And we're actually in the playoffs right now against St. Helens. Like the game tipped off at 4 in Liverpool.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's why I was looking on my phone trying to check
Yeah.
the score. So that's actually going on right now. We're the 3 seed playing a 2 seed.
But you'd rather be here talking
Come
to us.
on. Yeah, no, big vibes, isn't it? But yeah, it's been a great experience because again, coming from America, basketball is like top of the chart. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if it's not American football, it's basketball.
But when you say that, people don't actually realize like what he's saying is like basketball's massive. Like it's like how football is here, like a religion.
Yeah.
Like people are obsessed with basketball. Like wouldn't understand it. It's growing in the UK, like especially in East London.
It's totally different though.
It's getting bigger, but
yeah, like coming here, just basketball isn't even top 12 in the most popular sports in the UK. You know that?
Crazy.
It's not even top 12. Like it's 11 more sports more popular than basketball.
Really?
In the UK. And the UK is like a size of a state in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To put that on the scale, it's like so abnormal. And just like seeing like the courts and the condition of the courts, it's like
yes. It's hard to find
yeah,
anywhere.
it's hard to like fathom.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at the football pitches, they're like beautiful.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like you literally walk around like it's literally in the middle of the like, you know what I mean, community.
Yeah,
Like, yo, wow. Does a professional club play there? You're like, no, that's just the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, my job is just like, helping to bring awareness to basketball and help grow the game and teach the game to kids. Like I remember going to my first basketball session and watching these kids play basketball. I'm like, dude, they're playing football. Like yo, like they're actually like they're like mushing together, like
Yeah.
no stop and start. Like they're just running. There's
Yeah.
no spacing. I'm like, they're actually playing football with a basketball.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's how I would play it.
yeah,
If I was playing basketball, I would think
Yeah.
it's football.
yeah, it's so
That's all we know.
interesting. And then at them as kids, they literally all they know is football. So it's like so
Yeah.
interesting to have to go in and be like actually spacing.
Yeah.
The spacing is different than football. Like
Yeah.
you need to move and like you need to stop, start. Like instead of like football is just like constantly going,
Yeah.
and you can see that in basketball, like where they're constantly going. I'm like, stop, dude. Like,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it's been exciting, and the kids are so funny. It's so
Mm.
awesome. Like
Yeah.
UK kids are polite characters. I'll say that. Like yo, they're
Some.
polite characters, dude. They're so
It depends what kids.
yeah, so energetic and just always like wanting to learn. Especially with me, like being 6'8", covered in tattoos, American. They like
Yeah.
look up to me.
I
Like
think you're.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
But to be trusted with that, like, you know, with that trust, to be trusted with that trust, man. I went over some people's head right there.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? To be trusted with that trust to like help build kids' confidence level and like how they attack life, not necessarily sports, but how they attack life and their mindset. And like, you know, anything worth having is not going to come easy. And anything that comes easy is probably not worth having. You know, and just keep like challenging
I
them.
have to write that one down.
Yeah. You know, I'm
Yeah.
dropping gems here on talking.
Yeah.
Stop talking ball. You know what I mean? Another one is just like challenging them to have the audacity to be great. That's a lot that I talk to with my kids. Like, do you have the audacity to be great? And what I mean by that, do you have the audacity to do the same thing every single time when no one's watching?
Yeah.
You have the audacity to do the same thing every single time when everyone's watching. You have to do the same thing when do everything the right way when you're not getting any calls from the referee. Like, do you have the audacity to have that discipline to attack it every single way and just like building it? And man, my under 12s are good, dude.
Yeah.
They picked it up and they're good and I think they're 16-0. We just won a league and I'm actually trying to put together my own CancerBae event. It's called the CancerBae Classic.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to invite the top 2 teams from all the other regions down to London to play in the unofficial national playoff.
Yeah.
So like it's weird because Basketball England doesn't have national playoffs for under 12s. So they have Final Fours for under 14s, under 16s, under 18s. But for under 12s, it's just like I think they call it like an intermediate age, so it doesn't really matter to basketball in England.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. Like we wasted
Development.
blood, sweat,
Yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears. Like
It's
we
just-
need to be crowned.
So taking part that counts, guys.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually planning my first CancerBae event. I'm partnering with Cancer Research UK, SBB. I don't know if you know what SBB is, but they actually have a big following on TikTok as well. They got like 1 million followers on TikTok, and Basketball England. And yeah, just we're actually open to sponsors. So if anybody are interested
Yeah,
in
definitely.
partnering with CancerBae and SBB and Basketball England on a CancerBae Classic, we're open to sponsors. Get in touch with me.
Yeah. I'll drop all that in the description and the comments. Yeah, so people can reach out to you. But I guess like obviously basketball is one thing, but you can obviously relate to that coaching in football, right?
Yeah.
Trying to, especially with young kids and young people, trying to get them to do things that they didn't even know was possible themselves, type thing. Because it's like, yeah, like certain kids have the ability, certain young players have the ability, but it's like they just need that push from a good coach. They might have had bad coaching before,
Exactly.
but when a good role model comes through, it can bring their levels to it. So yeah.
Exactly. And when I was a young player, I had certain coaches that, never got the best out of me. And when I became old, I was thinking, why was it that I knew I had a certain ability within me after that performance when I could have done it during the performance? And that's when I realized the importance of the coach being that mental, because we all have good figures in our lives. Like for me, it's my dad, but my dad's on the other side of the sideline. He's not necessarily a coach.
Yeah.
So I have to just listen to the coach when I'm a player. And it's like, if the coach isn't helping me express myself to play to my potential, then what am I doing? I could be someone else could be in my spot. And then, and as you said, like spot on, it's about showing them, it's more than just a game. Whether that's basketball, football, tennis, baseball, cricket, any sport, there's so many things we can learn that applies to the rest of our lives. Like you said, whatever you do behind the scenes when no one's watching, that's when you know how much you actually want it and how much you love it. You know,
Yeah.
like when you're training by yourself, no one's
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah, nah, I try and live my life by that quote. It's like,
Yeah,
or things similar to
yeah,
that viewpoint. It's like literally even this podcast, like doing things that no other people are doing the extra research, doing if you're on the training field, like like practicing free kicks all the time. I used to practice free kicks all the time.
yeah,
But it's like you only get one opportunity and then you miss and then you're like just wasted like how many hours, how many years of my life doing that and still nothing's come. But are you then gonna stop doing it or are you gonna keep going even though you're not seeing the results? Because the results will come. Like it's bound to come. And if they don't come, it's not about the outcome, it's about the process.
exactly.
So like people are like, oh Troy, you're 24 now, but you're still trying to like play professional, like give up type thing. It's like no, like it's not. Obviously, I want to be a professional footballer, but it's not just about that. I enjoy working hard. I enjoy going to the gym. I enjoy getting up early, running when people are sat at home. I enjoy having that goal, and I enjoy the process of it. So I feel like yeah, that's what makes different. That's the mindset to have to be successful in anything. Like it can relate to anything, not just sports. But
And Kobe Bryant said it himself with the Mamba mentality. He said it's not
yeah,
the
literally.
destination, it's the journey.
Yeah, yeah,
He said, like, there's that famous quote: "Those early nights, those late nights and early mornings, no one's watching, but it's the journey, not the destination." And it applies to anything that you do, whether that's sport or business or like literally anything.
literally. Yeah. Now big up Kobe.
Yeah,
But
one of my big role models. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. Now
definitely.
like seriously, like obviously, yeah, it's funny because although basketball's not that big of a sport, but the main people, the main players or whatever are like they're massive role models to a lot of people. It's like I know people that don't even like they've never watched a basketball game in their life, but Kobe's a big part. LeBron
Just
James,
like me.
do you know what I mean? But yeah, on that note, so like obviously, well, on the basketball topic, what would you say? What's your like current players that are currently playing now? What would be your top five?